Hi, I'm Tommy,
I'm Nick.
and we're back after a little hiatus.
Another one.
Yeah, it's fall, so we thought we would bring you a fall recommendations video. It's our favorite season.
Fall, Halloween, all that.
Yeah, leaves are starting to change. You know, we're in the mood. We want to switch it up.
Even though it's 80
Yeah.
degrees right now. But it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, the temperature will drop.
Yeah. So. So similar vein to Summer Movie Smackdown, but there's no competition. It's all love. No reviews. This is all stuff we've already seen. So just sort of quick fire recommendations. And we had a long list, and so we split them into these little mini categories. We wanted to go a little out of the box, not stay so, same old, same old. Halloween is great. When Harry Met Sally, we got it.
We're going to mix it up, give you something that maybe you haven't seen, but stuff that you have seen as well.
So let's get into it. Our first category is all about fall foliage.
Yes.
So, no horror, no Halloween, none of that stuff yet. We'll get to that later. So that's all pretty leaves.
Yeah, all fall atmosphere.
Orange, yellow, red, some green.
Cold weather coming in.
Coats, scarves, flannels.
Yes, all of that.
And my first pick is All That Heaven Allows from 1955, directed by Douglas Sirk. And this is about an upper-class widow, played by Jane Wyman, who falls in love with a much younger gardener, played by Rock Hudson, much to the disapproval of her children, her friends, and the country club, and the whole town, pretty much.
So it's like a small town romance.
Scandal, even though there shouldn't really be a scandal. He's not that much younger than her, to be fair.
Yeah, that sounds good. I've been really wanting to see that.
Jane Wyman's amazing. It's probably Rock Hudson's best, too. Agnes Moorehead is great in this, and she's in some more movies we're going to talk about.
Cool.
Always great to see her.
Yeah.
And, it's typical Douglas Sirk. The colors are,
gorgeous.
Very gorgeous. Probably one of the prettiest movies I've ever seen.
Oh.
Like, ever.
Okay.
So, and this transitions into winter, too, so you get the winter vibes.
You get the full season.
Right, and Christmas and all that, so... Like a November, December sort of transition watch. Or you can watch it whenever. It doesn't really matter.
My first pick is Autumn Sonata from 1978. This is directed by Ingmar Bergman. After having neglected her children for many years, world-famous pianist Charlotte visits her daughter Eva in her home. To her surprise, she finds her other daughter, Helena, there as well. Helena is mentally disabled, and Eva has taken Helena out of the institution where their mother had placed her. The tension between Charlotte and Eva only builds up slowly until a nightly conversation releases all the things they have wanted to tell each other. And this stars Liv Ullmann and Ingrid Bergman, which are two of my favorite actresses.
Two of the best ever.
Deals a lot with family trauma and things of that nature, so it's a heavy watch. An introspective watch, and it's very, very gorgeous. I mean, it has autumn in the name, so it's very clearly of the season. And yeah, it's a great watch.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
My next pick is more recent. It's from 2019/2020, and it is First Cow, directed by Kelly Reichardt. And this is about a skilled cook who has traveled west and joined a group of fur trappers in Oregon, though he only finds true connection with a Chinese immigrant also seeking fortune. And then they collaborate on a successful business involving a cow. This is very quiet, sort of old-time western-y, but it's very fall. Lots of leaves on the ground, misty, and it's just really good.
Yeah, I've only seen the trailer, but it looks beautiful.
Very beautiful. The cow is adorable.
Oh.
It's just good. That's all I have to say.
My next choice is also a pretty recent movie. It's from 2021. It's called Petite Maman. And this follows Nellie, who has just lost her grandmother and is helping her parents clean out her mother's childhood home. She explores the house and the surrounding woods. One day she meets a girl her age building a treehouse. And these girls kind of build a connection together, and it follows them. It's a very quaint movie. It's also pretty introspective. It's really cute. You get to see this relationship build between these two young girls, and the fall foliage is very beautiful.
Yes.
Uh,
There's lots of sticks.
There's lots of sticks. Everything's very well shot and just gorgeous.
And cute coats.
Cute coats. It gives you all of the fall vibes that you want. And
it's a little some mysticism.
There is, yes. There is
so
some mysticism and
cute.
mystery, and yeah, it's a perfect fall watch, actually.
It's adorable.
It's really adorable. It makes you miss being a kid. So now that we've gotten to the fall spirit, we have some Halloween movies for you. Halloween recommendations.
The best holiday, by the way.
True. So this is all the movies that have the atmosphere of Halloween.
Right. Without being like full-on horror movies.
Yes.
My first pick, Arsenic and Old Lace. This is from 1944 and was directed by Frank Capra and stars Cary Grant. And it is about a writer who writes about how marriage is stupid, pretty much, who suddenly decides to marry this girl that he's met. And so he goes to tell his family that he's getting married, and he finds out that his 2 aunts are killing people. And then all his wacky family members come. And it's pretty much just like a Halloween screwball comedy with Cary Grant. And it was kind of made for me.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
And it's very funny. Cary Grant's hilarious in it, and all these other little sidekicks are very funny. And it's just a ton of fun. And very Halloween. But the opening credits are very Halloween. They're very cute.
Okay.
Little illustrations.
My first Halloween pick is The City of the Dead. It's from 1960. And this follows a young college student who arrives in a sleepy Massachusetts town to research witchcraft. During her stay at an eerie inn, she discovers a startling secret about the town and its inhabitants. So this is a very kind of a slow-moving, atmospheric movie. There's a lot of mist and like mystery about this village and inn that she's staying at. And it kind of slowly unfolds. And it has like, this is probably the most Halloween, like spooky, like atmosphere in a movie that I've seen.
Witchy, burning witches.
Yes, all of that stuff. It's got everything you need.
My next pick is Satan's Little Helper from 2004, directed by Jeff Lieberman. And this is about this young kid who is obsessed with a video game called Satan's Little Helper. And so when he comes across someone dressed as Satan, who is a serial killer, killing people, he asks to be his helper in this. And so they go around and just wreak havoc, and he helps kill people, and then his family starts to get involved. And it's just super funny.
You're gonna be laughing the whole time.
It's weird, and there's some weird stuff going on with the mom and the sister, and there's a funny bit with the shopping cart.
The funniest bit with the shopping cart.
So if you want to laugh, and it kind of looks like a TV movie, like a Disney Channel movie or something like that. But you get the Halloween vibes for sure.
Yeah,
trick or treat, costumes.
There's a lot of costumes.
It's a ton of fun.
Yeah,
the mask,
a lot of physical comedy.
Yeah, the mask is great.
So my next pick is a silent movie called He Who Gets Slapped. This follows an inventor who gets betrayed, and because of this betrayal, he becomes a clown whose act consists of getting slapped by all the other clowns. He then falls in love with another circus performer, and the people who betrayed him enter his life again, and it kind of just follows that. It's a very interesting movie. It's got a lot of circus visuals. It's kind of funny, it's kind of weird and wacky. It's pretty short, so it's not going to take a lot of your time. But if you're looking for a silent movie that's like kind of Halloween-y and has like Halloween motifs in it, then like this is like perfect.
You put it on during a party.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like for background.
Yeah, something like that.
But then you can also dig into it.
No, you can dig into this. Like this is something that you could sit down and watch and be like fully developed in. It's probably one of my favorite silent movies that I've seen. I haven't seen that many, but this is up there for me. So yeah.
Freak Show.
Freak Show is very good.
Freak Show is very good.
Oh wait, Freak Show.
I was
talking about Freaks. Yeah. Freaks.
I thought you were talking about American Horror Story, like Freak Show.
Oh, Freak Show, ASH.
SHIT. The next category is Haunted House. So similar to Halloween, but this is all like about the house. My first pick is a more recent one, and it is Crimson Peak, directed by Guillermo del Toro, and it stars Mia Wasikowska, who I love, as an aspiring author in the 1800s who meets this mysterious man played by Tom Hiddleston and goes off to live with him and his sister, played by Jessica Chastain, in England after her father is mysteriously murdered. They live in this big, sort of sinking, decrepit mansion, which is just amazing. And there are secrets in there and ghosts. And so this is like a modern, like, gothic romance.
Yes.
With like these great elaborate sets and costumes.
Gorgeous sets.
And really cool, like, ghost design.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love it. It's personally probably my favorite Guillermo del Toro because it's not super self-serious. It gets a little campy at the end, which I enjoy.
I enjoy a lot. Jessica Chastain does...
That performance is amazing.
It's like really good. This is one of his most underwatched movies, undervalued.
I think it looks the best. Like
it's really good.
Yeah, there's like layers, and the textures of the house is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I love it.
All right, and then my next pick is The Old Dark House from 1932, which is amazing. Seeking shelter from a pounding rainstorm in a remote region of Wales, several travelers are admitted to a gloomy, foreboding mansion belonging to an extremely strange family.
That's their last name. Yeah.
Horace Fem. Basically, the houses hold surprises, and there's this creepy housekeeper, and it's a very creepy and atmospheric movie. It's pouring down rain outside kind of the whole time, and so it feels really claustrophobic. It feels like you're stuck at this house and you can't leave.
And it stars Boris Karloff.
Yes, Boris Karloff, which is Halloween staple. Amazing. And this is an excellent atmospheric haunted house watch.
This is one of my favorites of those, like, old, like, sort of Frankenstein type without, like, a full monster.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, I was blown away the first time I watched it.
It's great.
Yeah.
My next pick is House on Haunted Hill from 1959, not the other one, that's horrible. This is directed by William Castle and stars Vincent Price as a millionaire who offers $10,000 to 5 people to be locked in a large, spooky house overnight with him and his wife. And all these little gags go on throughout the night. And it's a ton of fun. It's like a lighter sort of haunted house movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a full-on comedy, but there's silly moments. And it's super fun and super short. And Vincent Price, another Halloween staple.
True.
Physical, practical effects that are fun, especially the skeleton.
There's one part that's like really scary.
Yeah, there are like a few scary moments.
Yeah. My next pick is The Innocents from 1961, directed by Jack Clayton. This follows a young governess who takes care of 2 kids in this big, sprawling mansion. And she starts seeing like apparitions and becomes convinced that the house is haunted. And it's a very slow burn of a movie, kind of drags you along with it. It's kind of, you have this dread inside you as you're watching it. It's a story that's been remade a lot of times.
It's The Turning of the Screw, right?
So it's probably...
The Turning, Blind Manor, all those.
Yeah.
This is the best.
Yeah, this is the best. So you might be familiar with it, but if you haven't seen this one, then this is the best.
It's definitely the best.
Yeah, and it has Deborah Kerr in it, which she's amazing. The costume design is amazing. The house looks amazing. There's some cool shots. The next category is pretty self-explanatory. It's just slashers, so it's people getting killed in succession. And this is one of our favorite, or my favorite at least, categories of horror films. So
perfect for Halloween.
Perfect for Halloween, perfect for fall, perfect for the cold weather and the changing seasons. So, what's your first
So
pick?
some alternatives from, if you're sick of seeing Halloween and Scream and all those this every year, you can get
Sure.
into my first pick, which is Peeping Tom from 1960. Maybe the first slasher?
Maybe, yeah.
I forget what the technical thing is there.
I think it is.
This is directed by Michael Powell and is about a young man who murders women using a camera to film them. So it's a very scary, just sort of slasher film, and then it also gets into sort of using cameras and filming people as like a weapon and sort of voyeuristic in that way.
Uh-huh.
Very Hitchcockian, but I think darker than some of what the typical Hitchcock movie is.
Yes.
It's very scary. I liked it a lot. The performance by Anna Massey is great. She's also in Frenzy.
Yeah, she has a very recognizable face.
Very, It's scary.
It's really scary, and a lot of the kills are really memorable
Mm-hmm.
because they're shot in a really interesting way, and
Mm-hmm. It has
the weapon that's used is like really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's something you don't see in a lot of slasher movies.
Mm-hmm.
So
you get some POV like camera shots and old time cameras, and there's
Mhm.
some stuff on sets.
yeah, and the main guy is super creepy.
Yeah, he's super creepy.
Yeah. All right, and then my pick is a giallo called Torso. This is from 1973, directed by Sergio Martino. And this follows a mass serial killer with psychosexual issues, and he strangles female co-eds with scarves before dismembering them. When a wealthy student identifies one of the scarves and thinks she has a lead on a suspect, she becomes the killer's next target, retreating to her family's remote cliffside villa with 3 of her girlfriends. And so it follows her and her girlfriends being stalked by this serial killer, and it's pretty straightforward. It's very gorgeous, very bright, and mysterious, and it has a cool weapon. It's it's like a saw.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very memorable on that front, and there's also like a cool mask
Mm-hmm.
that the killer wears that's pretty memorable.
Simple but memorable.
Yeah, and this is one of my favorite giallo.
Mm-hmm. My next pick is a slasher of sorts. You could call it that, and you could maybe call it not that, but it is Demons, or Demo, from 1985, directed by Lamberto Bava, Mario Bava's son. And it is about a group of random people who are invited to a screening of an unknown movie, only to find themselves trapped with a bunch of demons. And it is a ton of fun.
Okay.
The demons are everywhere, things are falling, it looks great, there's a cool mask situation, the music is awesome. Love Demons.
Yeah, I've never seen this, so
Oh. Well, we need to get on that.
yeah,
It's super fun.
it piqued my interest.
Mm-hmm.
My next pick is Mill of the Stone Women from 1960, directed by Giorgio Ferroni. And the plot goes as Hans arrives in a town near Amsterdam to write a story on the reclusive sculptor Professor Val, who lives on an island in the old mill house the locals call the Mill of the Stone Women. Hans meets the professor's beautiful and seductive daughter and begins falling for her, but slowly he becomes aware of the nefarious experiments being conducted. Basically, the local women start disappearing and things start getting weirder and weirder. It's a very fun, vibrant movie. This is also, I believe, a giallo. I don't want to give too much away.
Right.
So hopefully the images that you're seeing conveys a lot of how the movie feels.
All right. Now that we got, the scary stuff out of the way, we have a more fun, campy sort of category. So
Yes.
my first pick is campy, but also like there are campy elements, but it's
Mhm.
still like a very well-made and good movie.
Okay.
So it's Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte from 1964, directed by Robert Aldrich, and stars Betty Davis as Anne, aging, reclusive Southern belle, plagued by a horrifying family secret, who descends into madness after the arrival of a lost relative, played by Olivia de Havilland. And this sort of gets lumped in with Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, because it's Robert Aldrich and Betty Davis, and Joan Crawford was originally intended to be in this as well. This one is different from Baby Jane, but it sort of has a similar vibe. Bette Davis is doing a lot in it, and so is Agnes, and so is Olivia. So that's sort of where the campiness comes from in those performances, but it's still, there's some real gravitas to it as well.
Okay.
So,
well, my pick is Ruby from 1977, directed by Curtis Harrington. 16 years after Ruby Claire's gangster boyfriend was shot and killed by 4 associates, a series of gruesome murders take place at the drive-in movie theater she now owns. Meanwhile, the behavior of her mute daughter, Leslie, is becoming increasingly strange, and a visiting psychic claims that forces from beyond are out for revenge. So this is a pretty interesting movie. It's directed by Curtis Harrington, who's very campy, and it has Piper Laurie in it, who is doing a lot.
she likes to do a lot.
Yeah, she's giving it her all, and this movie is kind of a ripoff of like The Exorcist and movies like that. So it's like The Exorcist, but dumb, stupid, and fun. It has a cool setting at the beginning, because it's like at a drive-in movie theater, and then it kind of switches over to like a possession narrative towards the end. Mm-hmm. So if you want a little bit of everything in your horror movie, then this is probably the way to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's not the best, but you're going to have a lot of fun watching it.
Okay. Another possession movie that I have is from 2000, called The Convent. And this is about a group of college students breaking into an abandoned convent and become possessed by demonic spirits. And this one's super wacky, comedic, and the reason I watched it is because Kelly Mantle is in it.
Oh, very nice.
In a supporting role. But it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of like funny movements with their heads, and there's like a dog, and yeah, it's silly. There's some to throw on after a couple drinks, some friends.
Yeah.
Watch The Convent.
And then my next pick is called It's Alive, directed by Larry Cohen from 1974. Lenore Davis and her husband Frank are about to have their second child. As she gives birth, the newborn baby vanishes and leaves behind 5 dead bodies. It's up to the police and Frank to figure out where their mutated child has gone.
Wow.
So this movie, it's a really good mix of like a crazy concept, but executed in a way that's funny and horrifying at the same time. It kind of takes itself pretty seriously, but not too serious enough to where it's ridiculous. There's a lot of fun kills. We follow this baby around sometimes, and so there's this baby cam that we get a lot of the times. So you're just following the baby's eyes, and it's really interesting. So if you think Killer Baby is interesting, then watch this movie. But yeah, that's our list. Hopefully you find it useful.
Be back sometime, hopefully soon. You never know.
True. It feels like we're always busy. So.
Alright, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, happy fall.
All that.
All that. Okay,
bye.
bye.